In this modern age, people are encouraged to share everything, from the breakfast you eat, the places you go, to even your most private emotions. Everything can become content to post online. Every like and every comment feels like a small dose of dopamine, making us believe that we are being noticed, cared for, and present among the crowd. Yet there is a truth that few people recognize. The more we share, the more we lose control over our own lives. Because when others know too much about us, they do not just have information, they can also influence the way we feel, think, and act. A compliment can excite us, while a criticism can make us sad. Gradually, we stop living for ourselves and start living to be acknowledged, to be liked, and to be seen. That dependency makes us lose our inner autonomy, which the Stoics consider the foundation of happiness and freedom. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the more we value things beyond our control, the more we lose control of ourselves. And one of the things we give away most often is information about ourselves. When others know what you are doing, what you dream of, who you love, or what you are struggling with, they do not just understand you, they can also affect you. They can judge, gossip, manipulate, or even take advantage of what you have shared. Every careless word is a piece of your inner strength leaking away. The Stoics understood that real power lies not in expression, but in control. Control over emotions, control over actions, and control over what we allow others to know about us. Epictetus taught that not everything needs to be said, and we should learn to remain silent before our words can harm ourselves. Silence is not fear or weakness. Silence is a deliberate choice, a way to protect our mind and energy from the noise and judgment of the outside world. The stronger a person is, the less they feel the need to explain. The more confident a person becomes, the more they realize that no one needs to know everything about them. Therefore, in Stoic philosophy, discretion is not just a virtue, it is a strength. It is not about isolating oneself from the world, but about demonstrating mental self-control. When we know what to keep to ourselves, we are no longer affected by the opinions or gazes of others. We become calmer, freer, and more grounded. In this video, we will explore 5 things that a wise person always keeps private, because there are things that, once spoken, can never be taken back. And there are secrets that, when protected properly, can become a lifelong source of strength. Now let us begin with the first one, your long-term plans. There is a very common habit in this modern era. We love talking about what we are going to do more than actually doing it. People announce their goals, share their plans, and tell everyone that they are preparing for something big. But as time passes, nothing changes. They talk about their dreams so often that they start believing that speaking about them is enough. In reality, revealing plans too soon gives the brain a false reward, a feeling of satisfaction even before any effort has begun. In that very moment, motivation starts to fade away. The Stoics understood this very well. They believed that actions always hold more value than words. Epictetus once taught, "Do not explain your philosophy, embody it." Talking about your goals does not bring you closer to them, and sometimes it even pushes you further away. When you share your plans with too many people, you not only open the door to curiosity, but also to doubt, pressure, and judgment. Some will praise you, some will criticize you, and that alone makes your mind begin to waver. You no longer act out of passion or purpose, but out of a desire to prove yourself, to be recognized. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself every day, do what is right, the rest does not matter. The Stoics chose silence when working on great things because they knew that true power lies in the results, not in declarations. Just as a lion never roars before it hunts, a wise person never speaks too much about what they are about to do. They understand that the noise of words scatters energy, while silence focuses it. Keeping long-term plans private does not mean a lack of confidence. It is a way to protect your energy. When you speak less, you listen more. When you stop seeking validation, you can focus entirely on the process. That is what the Stoics called inner focus, the ability to concentrate on what is within instead of being distracted by what is outside. Today's world glorifies grand declarations, public promises, and impressive plans. Yet those who truly succeed know that silence is the foundation of every solid step forward. They do not need an audience. They only need discipline, persistence, and faith in their own path. Therefore, learn to stay silent while building something important. Let your results speak for you. When others boast about their plans, take action. When they say they are about to begin, move quietly forward. And one day when success appears, you will not need to say a single word because everything you have done will be the clearest proof. Keeping your long-term plans private is the first lesson in inner strength. Because when you learn to act in silence, you not only protect yourself from the judgment of others, but also cultivate your own self-control. And that is the first step toward true peace, discipline, and freedom. Now let us move to the second lesson, your struggles and weaknesses. No one walks through life without carrying some scars. Some are hurt by loss, others by betrayal, and some by repeated failures that make them lose faith in themselves. Hardships are inevitable, but how we face them determines the strength within each of us. In the modern world, we are often told to share, to speak out, to seek understanding. But the Stoics knew another truth. Not everyone deserves to know your pain. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When we expose our pain to those who do not understand, we give them power over our minds. Some may sympathize, but many will judge, gossip, or even take pleasure in seeing us vulnerable. Therefore, sharing with the wrong people can turn pain into a double burden. You suffer once from the pain itself, and again from the fear of being misunderstood or taken advantage of. The Stoics did not teach us to hide our pain out of pride, but out of wisdom. When we endure in silence, we train our ability to control emotions, learn to detach from pity, and rediscover inner strength. Seneca once said, "Live for yourself, observe yourself, care for yourself." This does not mean isolation, it means discernment. You should share only with those who are truly trustworthy, those who can remain silent with you, rather than gossip behind your back. The Stoics viewed challenges as an essential part of growth. They believed that pain is not an enemy, but a strict teacher. It is in silence that one can truly hear the voice within. When you stop seeking sympathy from the outside, you begin to listen to yourself, and from there, you heal. Not through words, but through mental strength. Let your pain become a sacred secret. Endure it quietly, not because you are afraid, but because you know that real strength never needs to prove itself. Every time you overcome suffering without needing anyone's pity, you carve a deeper sense of discipline into your mind. And when the storm passes, you will no longer be a victim, but someone who has mastered themselves. Do not seek validation through pain. Seek growth in silence. Do not speak of your wounds for sympathy. Let your scars speak for you. Because whoever can rise after being broken without having to prove anything has already become stronger than most of the world. Therefore, keep your struggles and weaknesses to yourself. They do not need to be exposed, they need to be transformed. Each time you choose silence over complaint, you strengthen your mental armor. And when others ask why you remain calm amid adversity, you can smile and say, "Because I have learned to endure in silence." The third lesson is about your wealth and financial situation. In a world where people constantly try to prove their worth through outward appearance, showing off material possessions has become more common than ever. Just a quick scroll through social media reveals pictures of luxury cars, expensive watches, lavish vacations, or meals that only the wealthy can afford. It seems as though the value of a person is measured by what they own rather than who they are. Yet the Stoics saw this danger thousands of years ago. They understood that wealth can bring comfort, but it can just as easily become a chain that imprisons the spirit. Seneca, one of the wealthiest Stoic philosophers of the Roman era, lived a very simple life. He wrote, "Money is the slave of the wise man and the master of the fool." This statement was not only about morality, but also a warning. If you let wealth control your emotions, you become a slave to what you own. When others know you are wealthy, you do not only attract admiration, but you also invite envy, calculation, and insincere relationships. The Stoics taught that wealth only holds meaning when it serves the peace of mind. When you show off, you not only diminish your own value, but also awaken the envy of others. When you remain silent, you stay in control. People may speculate, they may be curious, but they cannot grasp you. And that very ambiguity gives you an invisible shield, the shield of discretion and freedom. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Your happiness depends upon the quality of your thoughts, not on the things you possess." If your mind depends on material things, you will live in constant fear of losing them. But if you see material possessions merely as tools, you will never be bound by them. The true wealth of a Stoic does not lie in a bank account, but in the ability to live peacefully, whether having much or little. In a competitive world, many people believe that flaunting their wealth is a way to assert themselves. Yet for the wise, it is the fastest way to lose both respect and peace. When you show off, people compare. When you stay silent, people wonder. And when you no longer need to prove anything, you have reached true freedom. Therefore, keep your wealth and financial situation private. No one needs to know how much you have, and you do not need validation to feel fulfilled. Let others guess, while you enjoy the peace of someone who is not judged by money. When others boast about what they own, be grateful that you have something they do not. Calmness, self-control, and inner freedom. That is the kind of strength money can never buy. And that is why the Stoics always chose humility, because they understood that true value does not lie in numbers, but in the strength to remain unaffected by them. The fourth lesson is about your relationships in private life. There are things in life that should not be shared with anyone, not because they are wrong, but because they are sacred. Relationships are one of those things. In an age where people love to make public every detail of their personal lives, from love and family to the smallest disagreements, the line between privacy and exposure has become blurred. We share happy moments to be admired, and then unconsciously share our sadness to be understood. But the Stoics knew that when we bring too much of our private world into the light, we are inviting the entire world into a space that should only belong to those who truly matter. Epictetus once said, "Avoid talking too much about yourself and avoid gossiping about others." That simple sentence carries profound wisdom. When we reveal too much, we not only lose our peace, but also place our relationships in danger. The more people know, the more opinions interfere. They praise, they criticize, they judge, and sometimes a single careless rumor can shake the very thing we are trying to preserve. What was meant to be understood by two people suddenly becomes a story for the crowd. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, "Live as if no one is watching." He was not speaking about isolation, but about living authentically, without the need for approval or admiration from the outside world. Love, friendship, and family, all of these must be protected from the curious eyes of others. When you share your joy too soon, envy can diminish it. When you reveal your pain too deeply, judgment can make it worse. Silence does not mean hiding, it means respect. Respect for your own emotions and for those of the people you care about. The Stoics understood that relationships are sacred spaces where trust and silence walk hand in hand. When you protect them from the curiosity of the world, they have a chance to grow naturally, free from outside pressure. Silence in love is not distance, it is maturity. Because when two people truly understand each other, they do not need to prove it to anyone else. Silence is also a sign of self-control. When you learn to keep your private life discreet, you no longer get carried away by the emotional waves created by the crowd. You do not need to post a picture to prove that you are happy. You do not need to share your pain to gain sympathy. You simply live genuinely and let time reveal everything. Remember that not everything beautiful needs to be displayed. A strong relationship does not require noise. It only needs trust and mutual respect. When you know how to remain silent, you give love a chance to be peaceful. And when you know how to keep things private, you give happiness a chance to endure. Therefore, protect your private life as you would protect a precious garden. Not everyone deserves to enter, and not everyone can understand its beauty. True peace does not come from sharing, but from the ability to keep what is worth cherishing. And now we come to the final lesson, your good deeds and generosity. In today's world, where every action can be recorded and shared with a single tap, kindness has often been turned into a performance. People film themselves giving money to the poor, take pictures during charity events, and post about helping others, not because they want to do good, but because they want to be seen doing good. But the Stoics understood that when goodness seeks recognition, it ceases to be goodness. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, Do not expect gratitude. The reward for a good deed lies in the deed itself. This quote perfectly reflects the Stoic spirit. Act out of principle, not for the eyes of others. The Stoics believed that the greatest acts of kindness are those done in silence, for only then are they pure. They give not for praise, but because it is the right thing to do. Imagine helping a stranger on the street without leaving your name, without recording it. You simply act and walk away. No one knows, no one remembers, yet you feel a quiet peace inside. That feeling, the serene satisfaction within, is the very reward the Stoics spoke of. In contrast, if you perform the same act just for applause, that feeling will vanish the moment the lights fade. Seneca once warned, "He who does good to be praised is no better than he who does nothing." For an action holds moral value only when it comes from within, not from the need for external validation. The Stoics viewed kindness as a natural part of character, like the sun that shines without needing to be praised for its light. They give because they can, not because they need to prove anything. The Stoics saw the display of kindness as a form of harm to the soul, because when we do good for the gaze of others, we lose humility, one of the most essential traits of wisdom. Humility makes an action lasting, while showiness makes it fleeting. When you need others to witness your kindness, you turn spiritual value into a transaction. I give, you praise. And in that moment, the soul of goodness is already lost. Marcus Aurelius once reminded, "When you do a good deed, do not stop to look at yourself doing it. Keep going, just as the vine produces grapes without thinking of being praised." Let your kindness become as natural as breathing, as effortless as light. Do what is right because you want to, not because you need to be seen doing it. This world does not need more declarations of compassion, but more quiet acts of goodness. Let your good deeds unfold in silence, for true light will always find its way. And when you help others without anyone knowing, you are the first to be healed. Therefore, keep your good deeds and generosity private. Do not let them become tools for validation. Let them be the voice of your soul, without an audience, without applause. Because only when kindness does not need to be seen does it truly shine. When you look back at what we have discussed, your plans, your struggles, your wealth, your relationships, and your kindness, you will notice one common thread. Everything precious in life must be protected by silence. They do not need to be proven, displayed, or praised. They simply need to be preserved. And that act of preservation is the mark of a strong soul, one that knows what truly matters. The modern world has made us forget the value of discretion. We live in an era of constant sharing where privacy is seen as outdated. People believe that if they do not tell, post, or announce something, they do not exist. But the Stoics would smile at that thought. They knew that what is truly valuable never needs proof. A peaceful mind does not need validation. A strong soul does not need an audience. And a meaningful life does not need noise to have purpose. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Let your actions be your proof." The Stoics did not argue to show they were right, did not boast to show they were great, and did not overshare to show they were real. They simply lived, quietly yet powerfully. They understood that silence is where strength is cultivated. From that silence, resilience, self-control, and wisdom naturally grow. Silence does not mean withdrawing from the world. It means living within it without letting it control you. When you keep your private matters to yourself, you build invisible walls that protect your mind from judgment, comparison, and negativity. You are no longer swayed by praise or wounded by criticism. You stop living to be seen and start living to be at peace. Epictetus once said, "Not everything must be spoken, and not everyone deserves to hear you." Because some things become more powerful the quieter they are. When you stay silent about your goals, you conserve the energy to achieve them. When you stay silent about your pain, you give yourself time to heal. When you stay silent about your wealth, you gain freedom. When you stay silent about your relationships, you gain peace. And when you stay silent about your kindness, you gain purity of soul. That is the very secret the Stoics have preserved for thousands of years. Silence is the highest form of strength. It does not boast, it does not make noise. and it does not seek validation, yet it can completely transform the way you live and the way you perceive the world. The more mature a person becomes, the less they talk about themselves. The wiser they are, the less they need to be understood. And the stronger they are, the more they know when to stay silent. Let the world speak as much as it wants. As for you, choose silence as a deliberate act. Keep your mind free from judgment. Keep your heart steady amidst the noise. And keep your soul pure against the temptation of showing off. So if you are seeking peace, begin by speaking less, sharing less, and observing more. Let your results, your character, and your actions speak in place of your words. And if you need one final reminder from Stoic philosophy, it is this: let your silence become your greatest strength. If you found peace in this message, share it to spread the Stoic spirit to more people. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to join us in future lessons, where you will discover how to live with more strength, wisdom, and calmness every day. And finally, remember this: true strength does not come from being seen by others. It comes from remaining yourself even when no one is watching.